Welcome back, everyone. We're back again. We're doing something a bit different today. I'm probably going to have a few of these types of videos out, but I'm doing like a top 10s list. For this particular list, it's going to be my favorite YouTubers for 2018. It's not like YouTubers that are possibly active during 2018, but it's stuff I've been watching during 2018. So I have a few favorite creators that I've been watching and going through their stuff and just looking them up, and they're pretty cool. So I'll start off at number 10. We have Dungeon Dudes. I'll put a little link in the description below where you can find all the links to all the different YouTubers. But Dungeon Dudes, yeah, they're relatively new in terms of like comparison to like Matt Colville, the Anarchy Guides. What did they call it? I can't remember their name off the top of my head. That's terrible. Yeah, but Dungeon Dudes, they've been around for, I want to say, like 6 months more, as far as I've known them at least. I've been watching a lot of their stuff. It's very similar to other creators' stuff, but it's kind of different because it's just two guys in two different perspectives, given their kind of their views as players and then views as also DMs and how they implement them into their games and stuff, which is kind of nice and refreshing. Have a different kind of pacing. So it's kind of nice to have that kind of viewing. The two guys have informative decisions, and they kind of base all their stuff off basic D&D or 5e, so they don't go into their own home rules and stuff, but they do sometimes say like where they would change it or blah blah blah. But I really enjoy watching their stuff. It's good to check out. If you're into D&D, I would definitely recommend them. They also do a stream. I've never actually watched it. I'm a bit busy with Critical Role and stuff and work, so I can't really throw them into the mix at the moment, but they're very good to watch. And number nine, I have MasakoX. You may know him as Lawrence Simpson from Team 4-Star, and he voices Goku, Gohan, and a few others. But he also does his own. He has his own channel and a second channel, which I believe is just Lawrence Simpson. If I believe, I'll put both links in the description below. But he does kind of like Dragon Ball Z what ifs, episode reviews, which was really nice at keeping informative and kind of give me a different insight into the Dragon Ball Super episodes that are coming out up until it finished. I think it finished in late August or so, possibly a little bit earlier. But having that kind of analysis every week in, week out, and throwing up his own what ifs, like what if Nappa became good, what if Raditz became good, and from the Raditz one actually spawned his own kind of little short anime thing, or still anime. I think I'm not sure if it's taken a fully gone anime, but there's some kind of stills and some parts that are animated and whatnot. But it's called Dragon Ball R&R, which is around the idea of Ranch and Raditz, following the stories of his what if scenarios, which is really good, interesting to watch. Definitely recommend it. And he sometimes delves into stuff going into Team 4-Star voiceover stuff. It's nice to watch. And at number 8 is actually Team 4-Star, so I throw them on here because I always go through watching all the Dragon Ball Z abridged stuff, and I've never actually really watched any of their others, but I'm always just engrossed with the Dragon Ball Z abridged. I just love its quality stuff. I can't get enough of it. I love it all. And I'd say I watched episode 60 God knows how many times, probably like 10 times over. Not like in a single sitting, of course, but like part 1, part 2, and 3, in part 3, whatever. But yeah, it's quality, the voiceovers. One thing I love about Dragon Ball Team 4-Star was when their Dragon Ball Z abridged. I think it's arguably, in terms of story, is arguably better than the original. I know you can obviously say like they were able to take it and look at where the story was going and then put their own spin on it, but I think because they're making something out of something that someone else created, I think it's actually a little bit better. That's my personal opinion. Some people may disagree or not agree at all, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. At number 7, I have Jonathan Young. He's more of a musical artist than a general YouTuber, but he puts up quality songs. I love listening to him. It's all metal and stuff. Sometimes of covers of pop songs, anime intros, songs that are in the middle of animes, other TV shows, Disney stuff. But it's very quality stuff, high end. I really enjoy it. I would definitely give him a listen if you're into the metal stuff. I really enjoy his music, so that's number 8 for me. At number 6 we have WebDM. WebDM are another D&D kind of based thing where it's two guys, Jim Davis and Jonathan Pruitt, cover off possible scenarios, or not possible scenarios, but kind of character types, races, classes, how maybe you can play them, different archetypes, how to play, how to run as a DM, how to set up encounters, all this kind of general D&D stuff. I also follow their they have a Patreon as well, so I subscribe to that, so I get to listen to their podcast that comes out every Friday. I try to listen to it every Friday, but they delve into more and more of their day-to-day life stuff, and it's interesting to listen to. And all their stuff, they've actually increased. They used to just do one video on a Wednesday. Now they do a kind of a Q&A video on a Monday, another stuff on like a Thursday, and the usual 20 to 40 minute video on a Wednesday, which is enjoyable to watch. It's definitely nice to have in the background, take ideas for possible campaigns or for your own characters in your D&D sessions. Yeah. And at number 5 we have Stephen Howson. Stephen Howson is one of the people behind Full-Time Devils. He's kind of one of the presenters, hosts of the show, and he also guests on it for some of their Q&As and team analysis, stuff like that. But he's kind of branched off on his own, along with likes of Statman Dave sharing a space, but they do their own kind of analysis, statistics, preview shows, all that kind of stuff, and he goes really in depth, and I like his analysis. He does a lot of coverage over the under 16s and under 23s with Manchester United, which is nice to see, and he has a really good insight, and he seems like almost seems like a scout in all honesty, and he really seems to know his stuff about football, especially with Man United, because you have some channels that just kind of put out propaganda stuff, and his stuff seems more facts based, which is a nice kind of turn of pace. And he gets a lot of former either football stars or Man United kind of coaches and everything coming onto his podcast, talking about working their way through the club, working under Sir Alex Ferguson, stuff like that. And it's really interesting as from a sporting kind of side. Obviously I'm not really a sporty person, but I like football, and the analytics of it and everything's kind of cool. And it's interesting to watch, especially from a different perspective. It's not your general like Sky Sports where it's all PC and friendly and everything. This is more kind of straight talking, no nonsense, and gives you a lot of facts. At number 4 I have AJ3, also known as Andy, or used to be AJ3 FIFA. I think he changed it last year or the year before, but he's the creator of Squad Builder Showdown. That's pretty much the main reason I watch him. He does a lot of other FIFA and sporting related stuff, but I don't really watch him, but I love the Squad Builder Showdown. He is a guest, another FIFA YouTuber or guest come on, and they build squads trying to guess each other's players, formations, and at the end there's a discard. It's kind of a simple idea, but it plays really well, and I've been loving it. I watched the whole time whenever he puts out a new episode. And he recently put out his advent calendar that started on the 1st December. There was a hiccup for the 24th, but it'll be coming back today on the 26th. I believe maybe Nepenthes will be doing it, or I can't remember who the next one is. He announced it on his Twitter anyways, so you guys can check it out there. But yes, so there's like one Squad Builder Showdown for the last 23 days or so, which is really nice to see, and he tries to get one out every week or so, every now and again. But yeah, they're really nice to watch, fun, lighthearted, and good in terms of like, if you like the squad building aspects of FIFA, and how you gotta get like perfect chem, all players on full chem, utilizing all the different links, like a normal orange link, red links, a green link, and a perfect link. So stuff like that, and it's kind of interesting to watch and see how the players are reacting, and how Andy's almost psychic at guessing people's players, knowing when they're going to go big and when they're going to go small, when to go put all of his eggs in different baskets rather than going for an all-for-one option. But yeah, I really enjoy his stuff as well. Number 3 is Dr. Benjy FM. He is a football manager YouTuber. He does a lot of series based in FM, and this year he's doing one under Central Park Rangers, which is his own created team in America. He's taken all the different teams from the North America, from like Canada, Mexico, United States, and he's built them all into a league format, like in the Premier League, where there's a load of different divisions. I believe it goes down to almost like a Vanarama national kind of level, and you can progress your way up from there. It's a really interesting watch. It's gone well so far. He's had a few other series. I believe he started back in 2015, but his stuff's really fun. They can be a little bit long, like they can be around the 20-minute mark, but they can go up for like 100 episodes or so. And he usually has a video out every weekday at around 5 or so. So they're good watches. I would definitely recommend them, especially if you're into YouTube. And he does a lot of flamboyancy about him. He's very funny, and his series are very entertaining, and they keep you kind of enthralled the whole way through. And I think the best part of it is that as soon as anything starts going well for him, like there's the potential of a bottle job, and he just knows it, and he's always playing against it, and everyone in the comments reminds him. But it's a really fun environment. In terms of watching, he has a low amount of subscribers in comparison to the rest of the list here. I think Dungeon Dude's probably a little bit less than him, but he's around the 60,000 mark. But he's been going at it for God knows how long. I'd say he has over few thousand videos up there, so they're definitely worth a watch. He's doing a little bit more crossover with other FM YouTubers doing drafts, playing FIFA and other stuff, so it'll be really interesting to watch. And at number 2, I have I say YouTuber, but it's more of an organization, and they kind of cross into 2 areas, but they're kind of one at the same time. And I have Critical Role, but at the same time you could do / Geek and Sundry, and you could also argue that they're not really YouTube, they're more Twitch. But I'm based in Ireland, so staying up to every night to watch their content at like 3 or 4 in the morning, and staying up till about 7 or 8 in the morning at least to watch their stuff is a bit ridiculous. So I usually just catch it up on YouTube, and all their stuff's really good to watch. They've been putting out a lot more content on on their actual Critical Role channel, Between the Sheets, which is more interviews and kind of podcasty forums, interviews with the players, the DM, and other little side bits like tips and tricks, quick little tutorials, players' favorite drinks, and other kind of like everything's content. And they're creating more shows coming in January. I believe they announced it on their channel, but I always enjoy watching their stuff, and Critical Role is great. The show itself and everything, it's a great environment in watching it. And number 1, I have True Geordie. True Geordie's been around for, I want to say, about 4 or 5 years now, at least since 2014, possibly longer than that. I've been subscribed since about, I think he was at 2K when he was on Kick TV, Kickoff. The Kickoff. No, it was Kick TV. Yeah, the one that when Jimmy Conrad was the host, and he had him on as like the True Geordie side segment along with Spencer FC before they both kind of blew up and became what they are today, even though they were both really popular still back then. And True Geordie used to do analysis, kind of football analysis on Newcastle, the Premier League, Champions League, other stuff, and he's kind of branched off into more stuff that he wants to be. He's always been a big fan of Joe Rogan, and he started his own podcast series. He's been doing it for, I'd say, 2 years now, and he's recently teamed up with some of the guys that he worked with, along with Lawrence McKenna and other Will and E, Stephen Tries, and Cam Kirkham, I believe his name is, and they're created XOFC. They do podcasts on there as well, so it's nice to watch. But I still say True Geordie because I think he's the kind of personality behind a lot of it, along with Lawrence. But so you kind of include True Geordie and Lawrence in that same thing. Their podcasts are great. They get a lot of great guests on, and they get some intriguing ones that you wouldn't think would be all that interesting, and then some that are just come straight out of nowhere, but they find these great people with great stories, and are so apologies for blocking my eyes, but yeah, they bring in some great quality guests, likes of Sam Matwood, basically the UK Wolf of Wall Street, one of the guys from Pornhub, one of the creators, not in terms of like the pornographic side of it, more of the business side. It was a really interesting podcast in terms of like data analytics and stuff, which is the job I used to have. And looking back on how their data aggregation was and how it was kind of going through, it was really interesting. Just from my perspective, maybe you might not find something like that intriguing, but they have like other ones, sporting personalities such as Alan Shearer, Kieran Dyer, trying to remember the boxer's name. Bispo's coming to mind, but I know it's not. They had Bisping on, the MMA fighter, and the English guy from Everton, boxer. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. It's terrible. Damn, I can't remember his name. He was in Creed. He was the main antagonist, and he fought David Hay a few months ago. And he has had a lot of other guests on. Dizzy Rascal, which particularly wasn't a great one, and even on his own terms. But they've recently released one for Christmas Day, and I watched it today, and it is hilarious. Definitely not family friendly or Christmas orientated, but it is one of the best ones he's put out in a long while. It's great to watch, and all of their other kind of side stuff. He has like does Kickoff, the Knockout, which are both kind of he has a few guests come on. Lawrence, him, James from Ball Street, and a few other guests will come in and sit around, watch the thing, kind of describe what's going on, and discuss other kind of things going on, comedic stuff, and it's always hilarious. Same with the Knockout. He does fights, MMA, boxing, the works. So they're really good to watch. Definitely recommend them if you're into any kind of sporting. And he's very comedic, and they do a lot of sketches as well, like True's News, where they just kind of go through kind of YouTube and all the funny stuff. They've been doing that more so recently, the last few months or so, but like, oh my god, they're hysterical. Definitely check them out. But yeah, those are my top 10 favorite YouTubers. There's other ones I could have included in this list, but I think these 10 kind of cemented in who I was predominantly watching throughout 2018. If you guys want me to make a list of any other ones that I possibly like, I don't know, 20, 30 to 10 or something, please leave a like or comment below. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.